So I just wanted to go over a few of the things I'd found. This might be the last time I actually diagnose problems with this motor because it really doesn't matter. I'm not going back in the car with it. This piston number one had to be rocking or something. When I undid the rod cap, the piston just fell out. It had no spring tension, ring tension holding it in at all. The piston itself is worn down. It's about 3,000 smaller than this number 4 piston. You can see on number 4, the original factory Teflon or whatever coating that is not even completely worn off. This one is. Now the other side has a little shadowing still showing. But anyway, the ring itself on the number 1 ring is worn almost in half. That's about 60 thousandths wide. This is another ring from another cylinder. It's about 100. So I mean, there was nothing. I mean, it's so flimsy. It was stuck to the ring. It had no tension at all. The other thing is, this is what's remaining of the rod bearing. See, there's no bearing. There's nothing. It was riding on this part of the rod. I'd have to go flip the block over and see if there's anything left on the crank. It must be embedded on the crank or anywhere. Anyway, it doesn't much matter because like I said, I'm not going back with any of those parts. This was the number 2 rod bearing, and it was pretty much going to follow number 1 eventually. I checked the block, and the block is, I don't know how much out of round. It's at least 7 thousandths out of round, probably more. You can see there is a lip right there. I mean, it's very, very noticeable. The other cylinders have a little bit, like where it's starting to do that, but nothing like number 1. Yeah, this one doesn't have any at all. But the best I could tell, using my little bore mics to kind of, well, I don't know if that's bore mics or what the hell you call them, but it's to check for out of round. And this thing was just, the piston must have been rocking in there. I don't know when it started that, if that rod bearing going away was a long-term thing, and it just, I don't know. It's really weird. But like I said, it doesn't really much matter because I'm not going to use this motor. Having another block board right now to go back in the car. It's from a Pontiac Vibe. Same design and everything. There are some subtle differences, but I can live with that. You can also see, I kind of checked, this has probably been a part. That red silicone is a sign that somebody's been in there. I think there's a little bit of red right there also. So, but the transmission did function well. I don't think that's a problem. You can see what a spaghetti mess we have with the wiring. I'm gonna plug all that back in. I mean, it's just plug and play, but still, it's a lot of wires, and it's pretty intimidating. The car has never been wrecked, as far as I can tell. There's no rust at all, which European models, people show these in Europe and they're just falling apart. This one is, overall good bones. There is some problem with the top leaking into the rear of the cabin. I'm gonna have to eventually address that, I guess, if I worry about its daily use function. Then, not that big a deal to me. I just keep it parked under the carport and not worry about it. The top itself is in very good shape. I don't know if it's ever been replaced or what, but it's fine. Car has been resprayed at least once. I think this is a slightly different hue of yellow. I want to bring it to a paint, not a paint shop, but a place that sells paint, and have them use a little spectrometer to tell me exactly what shade of yellow that is to match the paint on the car, not necessarily the paint code. But anyway, that's where we're at right now. Like I said, a lot of the things that went on with this motor don't really matter because I'm not going to use it anyway.